name is Kat, and welcome to my biggest book haul of the year. So yeah, I have a lot of books to talk about in this video today. Now, I actually only went to one day of Book Expo this year, so my Book Expo haul is at an all-time low. I only got like 8 books, but I did get quite a few books in May, and when I came home from Book Expo, there were quite a few packages waiting for me on my doorstep. So I still do have a ton of books to show you guys today, so let's just get into it. Oh, but first, an important personal announcement. Carrion is getting a sequel. For those of you who are new here, my favorite book of all time is Carrion by Rainbow Rowell, and it was just announced at BookCon that there's going to be a sequel in a couple of years, which is gonna be rough, but I am still so excited, and I've expressed that excitement on all of my social media platforms except this one, because this is the first video I'm filming since we learned about this amazing development. I will be talking about this in much more detail in the coming years. Ow. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to tell you and share a bit of excitement, and now let's get into the actual books that I'm here to haul today. First up is a book that I did buy and haul last year, I think, but it is the BOOKSPLOSION Book of the Month for June, so I just want to share that with you guys real quick. I'm talking about Now I Rise by Kiersten White. This is the second book in the And I Darken trilogy, which was a BOOKSPLOSION Book of the Month in 2016, I believe, and the third book in this trilogy is coming out in July. So we're reading the second book. The basic setup of this series is that it is a retelling of the life of Vlad the Impaler, except Vlad is actually a girl in this retelling. She is Lada, and she still has that same like bloodthirsty ambition, but she has the added struggles of being a woman in this time period. I love Kiersten White's books. I've read almost all of them, and I'm really excited to get back into this series and read the second book and then the third book in July when that comes out. If you want to know a bit more about the first book in the series, then I will link the more in-depth videos that I made about And I Darken back in the day. And I will also put in the description down below all of the details about our read along this month if you want to join us. Also, BOOKSPLOSION is once again hosting a cosplay bash meetup at the Barnes & Noble in Orange near Anaheim. It's happening June 20th, the Wednesday before VidCon, and while I am not actually going to VidCon this year, I will be there for the cosplay bash. So all of the details about that are also in the description. The next book that I have here is Little Do We Know by Tamara Ireland Stone, and I received this copy as part of a paid promotion with Disney Book Group. This is a standalone contemporary novel that just came out on June 5th, and what really intrigues me about this is that the central relationship is not a romance. There is a romance in here from the sounds of the synopsis, but the main relationship, the main focus of this book is the friendship between these two girls who are actually not friends anymore. There's this huge rift between them, and it's told in alternating perspectives as we dive into the complexities of their relationship and the mystery of what happened, what went wrong to drive them apart. I haven't yet read anything by Tamara Ireland Stone, but I have heard many amazing things about her work, specifically about the depth and complexity of her characters and their relationships. So yeah, I am very much looking forward to giving this a read. Next up, I have a box to unbox. Do I need a knife to open this? I'm ready to open the box. You should never pull a knife towards you. Knife safety with Kat. I know what I'm doing. Ooh. So this box is from Source Books, who I'm working with this month to celebrate the release of Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I have been hearing so many amazing things about this book, and I am so excited to read it. It's high fantasy, which I love, and it's another book that's told in two different perspectives, but in this case, the two point of view characters are living centuries apart, which sounds so interesting. So yeah, I am very excited about this, and now let's see what the rest of the goodies in this box are. So I got this little notebook. I always love notebooks because I have an obsession/addiction to notebooks. These cool character cards. Okay, so this pin says, ask me if I'm a sun or a blood queen. Because of the two main characters, one of them is a sun queen and one is a blood queen. And I have a confetti popper that is going to reveal to me which queen I am. Do I just twist it? Is this gonna hurt me? Okay, there's red confetti all over my carpet now. I guess that means I'm a blood queen, which is honestly my preference because I don't like the sun. There's an envelope that's gonna tell me more. I know what you're thinking, but don't worry, you're not the villain here. Aw, man! Okay, I think that's everything. That was fun! I'm a blood queen! I can't wait to read this book and see my soul sister, my fellow blood queen, just like kick ass and take names, hopefully. I feel like that's what she should do. That's what I would do in my imagination, but not in real life, because I'm actually not that cool. Anyways, next book. Next up, I have here Vicious by Ve Schwab, the new paperback edition. I already bought and read and loved the original hardcover edition years ago, and I'm really excited that I got this in the mail. A couple of weeks ago, I saw all these amazing Bookstagram posts of this new paperback with like some cool props and stuff, and I didn't think I was getting one of those boxes, but I did. It was waiting for me on my doorstep when I came home from VEA. It was such a happy surprise. I love Victoria Schwab. She is one of my favorite authors of all time, and I'm so excited for the sequel to this book, which is coming out later this year, I believe. I want to say October. Also, I am very grateful to, I guess, the publisher, whoever sent me the box with this book and some other goodies. The next book that I have here is Failing Up by Leslie Odom Jr., aka Aaron Burr, sir. Earlier this year, I kind of went on a spree of buying and reading some of these types of like motivational self-help books. I didn't haul them or really talk about them. I don't know why. Maybe because they're nonfiction? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video just about that if you guys would be interested. But yeah, I bought this one because, again, I was in that spree of buying motivational books, but mostly because Leslie Odom Jr. Like I've seen him in interviews and I just really like him and his perspective. So I wanted to read this, though I haven't read it yet, and I'm kind of regretting that I didn't get the audiobook because he reads his own audiobook. So I kind of wish I bought that instead, which I still might do, actually. I don't know. I'm looking forward to consuming his words and thoughts and ideas in physical or audio or however I decide to do that when I do it. The next book that I have here is From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. This is a standalone contemporary about an Indian American girl named Twinkle who is an aspiring filmmaker, and she gets involved with this filmmaking project with these two boys. One is her longtime crush, and the other is his twin brother. I really enjoyed Sandhya Menon's debut novel, When Dimple Met Rishi, and I am excited to read something else by her, especially when I'm in the mood for something cute and rom-com-y. This is going to satisfy that need perfectly, I feel. Then I have here An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir. I did already buy hardcover editions of both of these books back in the day, but the publisher just sent me these new paperbacks with the new cover design, and I love these. They look so cool, and I cannot wait for the third book in the series, which is coming out this month. This week? Next week. very soon. I'm excited. The next book that I have here is Ice Wolves by Amie Kaufman. This is the first book in a new middle grade series, and also the first book that Amie Kaufman has done solo. She co-wrote the Starbound trilogy with Megan Spooner and the Illuminae series with Jay Kristoff, and I loved both of these. So I am very excited to see what she does in her first solo novel. I'm also interested in reading some more middle grade because I haven't been reading much of it lately, but I'm kind of in that mood. You know, it's summertime. I want something a little bit lighter and fun without much angst. The basic idea of this book is that there are ice wolves and scorched dragons, and they are enemies and live deeply separate lives. And the story really focuses on these 12-year-old twins because one of them takes the elemental form of an ice wolf and the other takes the elemental form of a scorched dragon. And that is like unheard of. Are they even related? What's going on? So yeah, I am super intrigued by this and I cannot wait to give it a go. Then I have here Save the Date by Morgan Matson. Oh my god, it's signed! It says on the cover signed first edition. I should have noticed that. This is a standalone contemporary about a teenage girl named Charlie whose older sister is getting married. So all of her older siblings, the whole family is like gathering together for one big weekend before Charlie has to go off to college. But then things start going wrong. Like the wedding planner quits and things go missing and things show up that aren't supposed to be there and it's just chaos. And if the cover of this book tells me anything about the story, it's that first, there's an adorable dog in it, so I'm here for that. And second, it's going to be a hilarious, fun summer read. Next up, I have a book that I just received unsolicited in the mail, but I'm happy to have it because it's this gorgeous paperback edition of Strange the Dreamer. Laini Taylor is one of my favorite authors. Like, the way she uses language and tells stories and builds worlds and characters, I'm just constantly in awe of her. I actually have not yet read this book. I did buy the hardcover like ages ago, and I'm nervous to read it because I have such high expectations, but I'm going to be reading it very, very, very soon because I have a copy of Muse of Nightmares, the sequel, the second book in this duology. At the first party of BEA, the first book that I got during BEA week was this beautiful, highly anticipated book right here. And I am so ready to dive into this world and read both of these back to back. I hope my expectations are met. I feel like they will be because Laini Taylor is amazing. She's not gonna let me down. Also, at the party where I got Muse of Nightmares, I got Frostblood by Ellie Blake. And in addition to hearing the amazing Laini Taylor talk about her process and whatnot, we also got to hear Ellie Blake talk a little bit about her process. And as soon as she mentioned how much she loved Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that this book isn't super Avatar-ish, but just being vaguely inspired by Avatar, and the fact that she really liked Zuko, I'm so intrigued by this. So I'm very excited that I got a copy and I can give it a try. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I only went to one day of Book Expo. I only went on Thursday. And I'm okay with that because I still got a nice little selection of books. The first book that I got was kind of the main one that I really wanted, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. One of the first things I did when I got to Book Expo was stop by the Scholastic table to ask them when, if at all, they were going to be giving away these books. And the lady was just like, "Oh, you want that book? Let me grab it for you right now." and she just gave it, like, immediately. I just had it in my hands. Once again, I love Victoria Schwab. I love her writing. I love her stories. She is one of my favorite authors. So, of course, I am very, very excited to read any book by her, but especially a middle grade one. It's about a girl named Cass who almost died, or she kind of did die, but she came back, and now she can see ghosts, and her best friend is a ghost. And then Cass's parents get this job hosting a TV show that's about the world's most haunted places. And Cass is kind of thrust even deeper into this world of ghosts, and she has a lot to learn about herself and her gift, and it sounds really cool. Another book that I got from Scholastic, because I just asked them, like, hey, are you handing out this book later today? And they said, here, you can have it now. Imposters by Scott Westerfeld. This is a new book in the world of the Uglies trilogy by Scott Westerfeld, which I loved. I've read all 3 books of the Uglies trilogy and also Extras, which is like a companion to that original trilogy. So this is the first book in a new series that is following different characters but is set in the same world as the Uglies trilogy and the Extras companion novel. And I cannot wait. I love this world. I'm so excited to revisit it and see like what new direction we go in. The next book that I have here is Bridge of Clay by Markus Zusak. Now, I've only read The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, but that book was amazing and so powerful and so well written and well done and moving, and I'm very much looking forward to reading more by him. And this is his new book that's coming out this fall. It's about these 5 brothers who raised themselves after their mother died. And now their father has returned, and they kind of have to face and uncover these family secrets. It sounds really interesting, and honestly, after The Book Thief, I have so much faith in Markus Zusak to tell a good story. Like, I'm in. The next book that I have here is The Dark Deep by Ali Condi and Brendan Reichs. This is another middle grade book. It's been kind of pitched as reminiscent to Stranger Things and The Goonies. Basically, it's about this group of kids that discovers this mysterious, spooky island where no island is supposed to be, and it's just about like the mystery and adventure of figuring out what it is and what is going on there. The next book that I have here is Odd One Out by Nick Stone. And I got it signed! I had to wait a long time in this line, but I got it signed. Basically, this book is kind of about a love triangle, but it's not a traditional guy choosing between 2 girls kind of love triangle, because there's also a relationship going on between the girls. Like, all 3 of the main characters are just trying to figure themselves out and figure out their relationships and kind of questioning what they want and discovering their sexuality in some cases, and it just sounds fantastic. I am so excited to read this. Next up, I have the biggest book that I got at Book Expo this year, and maybe that I've ever gotten at Book Expo any year, and that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This book is gigantic. It's over 800 pages, and it's not coming out until March of next year. So I got a very, very early copy. I don't know how Samantha Shannon does it, because she is still currently writing the Bone Season series. So like, when did she have the time to start a new gigantic fantasy series? I don't know, but I am very intrigued. I really enjoyed the Bone Season, and I definitely want to continue that series, but this just caught my attention because it's so big and so unexpected. And yeah, I'm very excited to check this out. Next up, I have here Dry by Neal Shusterman, co-written with his son, Jared Shusterman. Neal Shusterman has written a ton of books, including most recently, hyped on BookTube, the Scythe series, trilogy. I don't know, there's 2 books out so far and I haven't read any of them yet, but my friend Emma really wanted this book, so I waited in line with her and we got copies. This book is kind of set in the near future and it's basically about what happens when the California drought becomes like catastrophically bad. As someone who has lived in California her entire life, I feel like this book is gonna hit a little bit too close to home, but I am very excited to read it, and I'm really intrigued by this sort of like very near future, pseudo-dystopian kind of framing of the story. Then I have here Fox by Nadine Brandis. I actually met Nadine at Y'all West and we had a fantastic time just chatting about writing and YouTube, and I kind of convinced her to start a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna shout that out and link her down below so you guys can check that out if you want to. This is a standalone historical fantasy and I'm so here for all of that. Even if I didn't know Nadine and think she was like super cool and super sweet, I would be so into this book just for that reason, for standalone historical fantasy. Like, I cannot wait to read this. And finally, I have here The Demon in the Trees by Ben Sanders. Now this is an indie published book that Ben actually gave me directly because he watches my videos and he said that my NaNoWriMo videos helped him write this during NaNoWriMo, which is just so cool. So thank you, Ben, for your kind words and for giving me a copy of your book. I'm really excited to read this. And he actually has a YouTube channel as well, so I will link that down below in case any of you guys want to check that out. All right, that is it. Those are all of the books for this video today. My voice is gone because I'm still a little bit sick from Book Expo, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We're done. It's fine. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I will have another video up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye!